Hey guys, this is Gary Liesel, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a cool subject for ourselves today, so let's go ahead and dive right on into it. What is our subject for today? Selling and risking it all. What did he say? I said selling and risking it all. You may go, what in the world's that got to do with selling? It got a lot. See, here's the thing, guys. I've been in sales in one form or capacity since the 80s. Customer service, selling. Everybody's selling something, a good attitude or a bad attitude. It's all about what you're into. But see, selling and risking it all. First off, when I first got into sales, many moons ago, I ran into a guy named Ronnie Poole. This guy was really, really great. He showed me his business. He showed me how much money he made, and he said he worked on this thing called commission. What? I said commission. And when he told me what he did, I was like, I thought to myself, well, maybe I can do this. And see, at the time I was working 3 little jobs, making very little and barely able to pay attention. I could barely even make any money. And I was like, okay, well, what do you do? Well, he showed me. He said, you got to go door to door. We work these particular hours. We're going to talk to a lot of people, and you're going to ask for the order. And I'm like, well, okay. So what do I need to do to get started? He said, you just did. See, selling and risking it all. Sometimes you have to risk it all to make success happen in your lives. When you're working on straight commission, you're risking a regular weekly paycheck. Now, you might get lucky and work with a company, because I have many times, that give you a little bit of money so that way you can kind of make it until you get going and start really selling. And that helps a lot. But a lot of jobs that are in sales is complete commission. So what you're doing is you're risking it all. Some people, they have significant others, so they're able to, work for a little while until they figure out what they're doing. But then you got some folks, because I was one of them, didn't have anybody in my corner, and I had to do it on my own. That means I was praying all the time, God help me. And I'm risking it all. I had a paycheck coming every week. I had 3 little paychecks, but they weren't about much. But see, this guy showed me his paycheck. Now, he risked it all, and he was making a tremendous amount of money. And he was working, doing a job, just asking people for stuff, asking them for their money, asking them to buy stuff and stuff. And I'm thinking, man, that sounds pretty good. What do I need to do it? Well, he said, you got to risk it all. And I was like, what do you mean risk it all? You got to work on commission. Do you think you could do that? Well, I really didn't know if I could do it or not, but boy, I sure wanted to try, because I saw these awards, these accolades. I saw that he was living in a nice place. He had everything was nice. And I was like living like really paycheck to paycheck, living barely scraping by. So I told myself, Gary Lee, if this guy can do it, and I'm going to tell you, if you can tell yourself that, you can do it too. If Gary Lee can do it, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy, can sell something. If you feel in your heart that you have the capability to ask people, did you want to go ahead and get that? It's that simple. I know it ain't that easy, but it's funny. Selling and risking it all means that you're not going to be afraid that when they say, well, you got to work on commission. Now, see, there's a lot of people who won't try sales because they're afraid to work on commission, because they're not secure in who they are. They think that, hey, man, I can't sell. And if you tell yourself you can't do something, and I'm going to tell you what, in reality, you probably won't be able to. But see, our topic for today is selling and risking it all. Now, you're going to have naysayers. You're going to have family members. You're going to have parents. You're going to have friends. Oh, you can't be a salesman. You shouldn't do that. Don't listen to them. You got to try. If you don't try, you can't succeed. And a lot of times people don't even try because they're afraid of failure. But see, failure is just a part of life. Sometimes even the best salespeople that I've ever seen have failed time and time again. And I've been there and I've done that. But see, I've been very, very successful in everything that I do as far as selling is concerned, because eventually I catch on to it. And some jobs don't work out in selling. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of my sales careers, I didn't have enough time to be able to make the money, but I had to try keeping and staying in sales. Don't give up before the miracle. Selling and risking it all. When you're working on straight commission, you are risking it all. I've worked for companies where I would go every single day, and I may not have got a sale. And these people, they weren't giving me no money. They were saying, here's a place, this is a product, here's what you got to do. It's up to you. Okay, so go give it a shot. So I've been really fortunate that I have this gift to talk to people, have conversations, ask a lot of questions. Because see, once you start risking it all, you can't just sit back and go, okay, I guess I'll get rich somehow. No, it don't work like that. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the weird stuff, and all the warts and all what it's got to do with selling. But selling and risking it all can be very lucrative. What that means is more the risk, more the payoff. You know, I ain't saying go buy you a lottery ticket unless that's what you want to do. But see, that's kind of a risk. We risk every day knocking on doors. We risk every morning getting up and having people tell us no. We have rejection like all the freaking time. But we run the risk. We run the risk because we know that, hey, man, it's a numbers game. And the more people I talk to, the better opportunity and capabilities to sell more. And see, one thing I've learned over the years, it takes time for you to get to a level for you to be able to sell a lot. Some people, they come on like game busters, they do real good. And then there's some people that are a little slower. There's some people that will start off real slow. You might think these people ain't going to make it. And then years later, they are surpassing the best. I've seen it. I've been there. I've done that. I've had people say, you can't do that. Oh, you can't be successful. You know what? That's a lie from the pit of hay. You know, selling and risking it all means every day, no matter what, even if you have a bad week, and I've had some, man, it really sucks. And you risk your opportunity to make money, because when you get them little bitty paychecks, you go, dang, man, is the risk worth it? Yes, it is. It really, really is. Because see, once you become competent at selling, once you're able to have the conversations to talk to people and just give them ideas and information, it starts becoming a part of you. It starts feeling good. It's like a challenge. And once you start making sales, it feels real good. But that rejection, it can be overwhelming sometimes. Those people saying, get out my yard, don't talk to me. Didn't you see that? No trespassing sign. Why are you calling me? Didn't I tell you not to call me? Sometimes that can wear on you. And sometimes if you let it wear on you, it'll take you off your game. And it'll also take you out of the game of selling. And I've seen some really great people that I thought would be very, very good salespeople. And unfortunately, the risk was too high for them. They went back to a mediocre job. And I ran into some of these people years later. They were pretty happy and everything. And they asked me, what are you doing? I'm selling. That's what I like to do. And I'm real good. Dang, you still selling after all these years? Yes, because I'm willing to risk it all. See, when you risk it all, that means you depend on you and God. That means you depend on you and your management. That means you depend on yourself. You're risking it all in the sense that, hey, listen, I know that if I don't get out there and call people, pick up that heavy phone, go out and knock on them doors, go out and see customers, call my leads, and do the work, that part of the risk is worth it. Because, see, it gives you the capability to dictate your own future. If you're wanting to make a tremendous amount of money, it ain't going to be working for a lot of other people. You got to remember, when you're a salesperson or a manager, you're working for yourself. You may think you got a title and you're working for a company, but in reality, you're working for little old you. And I mean it. And so by selling and dealing with risk and risking it all means it's on you, baby. And if you're a weak person, that's okay. We're going to give you a little fist bump and say, that's okay. It takes time. We're going to build you up. See, some people like to just tear you down. It ain't going to be Gary Lee. Gary Lee's going to tell you, hey, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can work hard. You can risk it all and be successful. There's a lot of entrepreneurs. There's a lot of great salespeople. There's a lot of great people in this world that they had to risk it all because, see, they saw this glimmer of hope. Well, you got hope and you got faith behind it that you believe you can, and then you step through and you start doing the work and you get your feet wet and you start dealing with rejection, start dealing with issues like tissues, and they pop up all the time, but you get stronger and stronger because you risked it all. Some people can't risk it all. Some people have to be mediocre. Some people have to have a stable paycheck. Some people can't risk it all because they're afraid. They've been told many, many times over our lifetime, even in my lifetime, I've had people tell me, dang, Gary, you can't make no money doing that. Why? What's going on? You ain't making no money. What's going on? You shouldn't be doing that. But see, I don't listen to those people. I listen to my heart, to thine own self be true. And if you're a great salesperson, you got to listen to yourself. Now, sometimes you're going to run the risk of working for a particular company or a job that may go out of business, or it may not be the niche the product that you need to sell. I've had some products that I tried to sell, and I didn't have really enough time to get into selling them because I didn't have enough money coming in. But if I would have stuck and stayed, and if I had somebody helping me with my finances and stuff at the time, I might have done really, really good. But see, here's the key. I didn't quit selling. I found something that I knew I could sell really quickly, and see, you work from that point. I was in retail for quite a few years. I sold a lot of retail, and I remember starting out. You know, I was working on straight commission when I was selling door to door, and when I got into the retail, it was like they say, you know, you ain't getting no salary. You're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to work on commission. And if you're wanting to make some money, remember our topic for today is selling and risking it all. You got to try. So you don't want to be one of these people that's one days when they get older say, man, I wished I would have tried this. I would have tried that. I should have did this. I should have done that. I could have, should have, would have. Because see, what'll happen is you get that kind of mindset, you'll look back and you'll feel very depressed, and you'll say to yourself, man, I really wished I would have risked it all when I was a younger person. See, a lot of people don't know this, but see, older people, we're out there risking it every day, especially when you come to find out there's jobs change. In this society today, companies are thriving, and then sometimes they're diving. I worked for companies that were in business for 50 years, 100 years, and so forth, and they went out of business. But see, I took the time to risk the capability to get out there and sell something. And see, if you're a salesperson, you're risking that every day, because we have to have this positive attitude. We have to go after it. We have to keep going after it. Even if we have a bad sales call or a bad day, another day is another day. God opens up another day for us. Thank you, Jesus. I'm telling you, thank you, God, that every day is a different day. And that if we risk our life, like selling and risking it all, getting up every morning, doing the do, knocking on the doors, going to see the people, listening to the meetings, listening to motivational materials, reading books and sales books, learning about our products, learning all the intricacies and all these things, we're risking being successful. We're risking not being poor. We're risking the capability that we can do anything we want to do if we put our minds to it. We have to have this mindset. Winners didn't start out being winners. They had to start somewhere, sometimes at the bottom. I've been there. I've done that. And I've done really, really good. And then I've had those days when I didn't really do good. But I'm still risking it all because I know it balances out. Life is like you get, and then taken away. Get, taken away. So we have to plan for a rainy day. We have to be smart about our risk. We have to take risk to make sure that, hey, we can pay our bills. We put our monies away when we start making some really good money. Because if you don't, what happens is if the well dries up and you don't sell nothing for a little while, you still got them bills coming in and you're risking losing all your stuff. So, sometimes it's best to be smart with what we do. So when you start making a lot of money, put some away for a rainy day. Just throwing it out there. Ain't your daddy, your mama. I ain't a preacher. I'm just teaching, okay? My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. We just had a really cool conversation about selling and risking it all. Risking it all is not becoming a salesperson and being mediocre. Risking it all means you're not going to try to be a salesperson. Risking it all means you're going to just take status quo. Risking it all means you just gave up on a dream. Hey man, if you got a dream to be a manager, if you want to be a business owner, you want to be a great salesperson, you got to have risk. More the risk, more the reward. So don't give up on selling, guys. If you don't find a job that's perfect for you, keep looking. Risk it all. Because see, what's going to happen is you want to one day look in the mirror and say, I risked it all, and now I'm successful. Yes, I've had some failures, But boy, it was fun. My name is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had a great conversation about selling and risking it all. So do me a favor, go out there and sell something. But if you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling. And if you ain't risking it all, you're playing it too safe. You got to try, but don't forget to save for a rainy day. Put your monies away so that way you can get what you need. So go out there and sell something. Gary Lee Stanley. All right. Risking it all. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right.